Embracing emotional control through mindfulness. A Buddhist perspective. In today's modern world, it often feels like emotional control is something we can only dream of. The constant barrage of notifications, the pressure of deadlines, personal relationships, and financial concerns. It's no wonder we often feel like our emotions are controlling us instead of the other way around. How many times have we been caught in a moment of anger, frustration, or anxiety, and wished we could just hit pause to regain control? Our minds race from one thought to the next, shifting from regret over the past to worry about the future. We become entangled in the endless cycle of thoughts and feelings, and we feel powerless to break free. But what if I told you that you can regain control over your emotions? Not by fighting them, but by embracing them with mindfulness. The Buddha's timeless teachings offer us a powerful solution that is not only accessible but transformative. His wisdom on emotional mastery is simple yet profound. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. This is more than just advice on living in the now. It's a blueprint for achieving emotional resilience, clarity, and peace. Imagine being able to stay calm in the face of a stressful situation. Picture yourself navigating through a heated argument with a sense of detachment, not reacting impulsively, but responding thoughtfully. Or envision yourself handling an overwhelming task with a calm, clear mind, rather than being paralyzed by stress. What if every time you felt anger or anxiety, you could pause, breathe, and regain your emotional balance? This is the power of mindfulness and emotional control. The ability to master your emotions instead of being at their mercy. And the good news is, you can start practicing today. You see, our emotions are not random. The Buddha taught that the mind is everything. What you think, you become. What this means is that our emotions are intricately linked to our thoughts. The way we think about a situation, the stories we tell ourselves, and the beliefs we hold about the world all shape how we feel. Anger, anxiety, sadness, they don't just appear out of nowhere. They are born from our mind's reaction to circumstances. This understanding is key to emotional mastery. It's not about suppressing your emotions, but about shifting the way you interact with them. Emotional mastery, according to Buddhist teachings, is about awareness. It's about recognizing emotions as they arise, understanding where they come from, and learning to respond rather than react. When we practice mindfulness, we build a deeper awareness of our thoughts and emotions, which allows us to choose how we respond. Rather than allowing emotions like anger to take over and dictate our behavior, mindfulness allows us to step back, reflect, and act from a place of clarity. The benefits of mastering our emotions are not just theoretical, they are real and practical. When we remain calm and centered, we make better decisions, communicate more effectively, and approach life's challenges with a sense of equanimity. In our personal lives, this emotional resilience helps us navigate conflicts with loved ones, stressful work situations, and unexpected obstacles with more peace and less reactivity. Imagine sitting down to a difficult conversation with a colleague or a family member. Instead of feeling defensive or fearful, you approach it with a calm, open mind, fully present in the moment. You listen deeply, you respond thoughtfully, and you create an atmosphere of mutual understanding. That's the power of emotional control. Even science supports what the Buddha taught centuries ago. Studies show that emotional regulation significantly reduces anxiety, depression, and stress, contributing to better mental and physical health. But that's not all. Emotional control is also linked to improved cognitive function, better decision-making, and greater problem-solving abilities. This means that by mastering your emotions, you are not only enhancing your well-being, but you're also setting yourself up for greater success in all areas of your life. Now, you might be wondering, how do I begin this practice of emotional mastery? It starts with mindfulness. In this video, we're going to explore 13 practical, real-world tips based on Buddhist teachings that can help you cultivate emotional control. These aren't just theoretical ideas. They're actionable steps that you can incorporate into your daily life. By the end of this video, you will have a toolkit to help you face any challenge with a calm and centered mind. You'll be equipped to handle stressful situations, navigate difficult emotions, and cultivate a deep sense of peace and emotional resilience. But before we dive into these practical tips, I invite you to take a moment and reflect on your own emotional life. How often do you feel overwhelmed by your emotions? How often do you find yourself reacting impulsively, only to regret it later? If you're ready to take the first step towards emotional freedom, subscribe to this channel and join us on this journey of self-discovery. In the next videos, we'll explore more practices and insights to help you cultivate mindfulness, emotional resilience, and peace in your life. By subscribing, you're not just gaining access to valuable tools for emotional control, you're also becoming part of a community of like-minded individuals who are committed to living more peacefully, thoughtfully, and mindfully. Together, we'll create a space where we can learn, grow, and support each other on this path towards emotional freedom. So hit that subscribe button and let's begin this transformative journey. I promise you, the changes you'll experience, both within yourself and in the way you relate to others, will be nothing short of extraordinary. Your emotional control is within your reach, and it starts with the first step, mindfulness. Let's take that step together. Deep breathing and emotional control. A Buddhist approach to mindfulness, emotions, whether positive or negative, are an inevitable part of being human. At some point, we all experience the overwhelming rush of frustration, anger, anxiety, or sadness. In today's fast-paced world, where stress often seems to be a constant companion, it can feel impossible to manage these emotions effectively. So, what if there was a simple yet powerful tool that could help us regain control over our emotional state in a matter of moments? What if the answer was already within us, waiting to be harnessed through something as basic as our breath? One of the most accessible and transformative tools at our disposal for emotional control is deep breathing. This practice is deeply rooted in Buddhism and has been used for centuries to calm the mind, ease tension, and manage emotions. The act of breathing, as taught in Buddhist philosophy, is not merely a physiological process. It is seen as a powerful link between the mind and the body. By focusing on the breath, we can reconnect with the present moment, grounding ourselves in the here and now, which allows us to bring balance to our thoughts and emotions. The Buddhist teachings offer us many insights into mindfulness, and one of the most prominent tools in his arsenal is the breath. In the Anapanasati Sutta, the Buddha guides us on the path of mindfulness through breathing. The teachings emphasize that by observing the breath and becoming deeply aware of its rhythm, we can cultivate a mindful awareness of our thoughts and emotions. In doing so, we empower ourselves to not be ruled by our emotions, but to understand and transform them. The beauty of this practice lies in its simplicity. In moments of anger, anxiety, or stress, our breath often becomes shallow, rapid, and erratic. This is our body's natural response to emotional disturbance. However, by consciously slowing down and deepening the breath, we can interrupt this cycle and bring our nervous system back into balance. In Buddhist meditation practices, the breath is regarded as a mirror for the mind. By observing the breath, we not only calm the body, but also train the mind to be more present and aware of the current moment. From a scientific perspective, deep breathing offers substantial physiological benefits as well. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for the body's relaxation response. This process reduces heart rate, lowers blood pressure, and increases the oxygen supply to the brain, leading to greater mental clarity and emotional stability. In essence, deep breathing is a simple yet incredibly powerful tool that can provide immediate relief in moments of anxiety or frustration. But its benefits go beyond mere relaxation. Consistent practice of deep breathing has been shown to reduce overall stress and promote long-term emotional resilience. Let's explore a few practical deep breathing techniques that you can incorporate into your life to regain emotional control. The 4-7-8 breathing technique. This technique involves inhaling for 4 seconds, holding the breath for 7 seconds, and then exhaling for 8 seconds. This simple yet effective technique is particularly useful for reducing stress and calming the nervous system. By practicing this cycle a few times, you can quickly return to a state of calm, even in moments of high tension or anxiety. Diaphragmatic breathing, abdominal breathing. Also known as abdominal breathing, this technique focuses on engaging the diaphragm and allowing the breath to fill the abdomen, rather than the chest. To practice this, Lie down on your back with your hands resting gently on your chest and abdomen. Inhale deeply through your nose, allowing your stomach to expand, and then exhale slowly through pursed lips. Practicing this for 5 to 10 minutes a day helps soothe the mind and body, reducing emotional reactivity and promoting relaxation. Box breathing is another calming technique often used by athletes and military personnel to maintain composure in high-stress situations. It involves 4 equal parts. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold again for 4 seconds before repeating the cycle. This method is particularly helpful for restoring focus and calming the mind, especially in situations of extreme stress or anxiety. The beauty of deep breathing is that it can be practiced virtually anywhere and at any time. It doesn't require any special equipment, and it only takes a few minutes to reset your emotional state. Here are a few ways you can weave deep breathing into your daily routine. Morning practice. Before you even get out of bed, take a few moments to focus on your breath. This can help you set a calm tone for the day ahead, preparing your mind for the challenges you'll face. In moments of stress, whether you're preparing for a big meeting, about to enter an uncomfortable conversation, or just feeling overwhelmed, deep breathing is a simple way to center yourself and regain control. Before sleep, practicing deep breathing before bed can improve the quality of your rest by calming your nervous system and releasing the tension accumulated throughout the day. However, like any practice, deep breathing requires consistency to be effective. It can be easy to get distracted, especially when life gets busy, but setting specific times throughout the day to focus on your breath can help you stay on track. If you find yourself struggling with distractions, try to create a quiet space where you can fully focus on your breath, free from external interruptions. And if you experience physical discomfort during the practice, feel free to adjust your posture or the technique until it feels comfortable for you. One of the most profound aspects of deep breathing is that it isn't just about relaxation. It's about cultivating emotional resilience. When we make deep breathing a consistent part of our lives, we gradually become better equipped to handle stress, regulate our emotions, and maintain a sense of calm in the face of life's challenges. This practice doesn't only benefit our emotional well-being, it also enhances our physical health. Research shows that individuals who practice deep breathing regularly experience lower levels of stress, reduced anxiety, improved cognitive function, and enhanced immune response. So not only does deep breathing provide emotional control, but it also supports long-term health and vitality. If you're new to deep breathing or mindfulness, don't be discouraged if it doesn't feel effortless at first. The more you practice, the more natural it will become to pause, take a deep breath, and regain control over your emotions. Over time, deep breathing will become an invaluable tool in your toolkit for emotional mastery, helping you navigate life with a greater sense of peace, clarity, and resilience. I invite you to try out these breathing techniques for yourself. Start with just a few minutes each day and gradually increase the time as you become more comfortable. And if you find these techniques helpful, subscribe to this channel for more practical tips on how to integrate mindfulness into your life. By subscribing, you'll be joining a community dedicated to embracing emotional control through mindfulness and finding peace in every breath. Together, let's walk this path toward emotional mastery and greater well-being. Remember, the power to control your emotions is always within you, and it begins with the breath. Take a moment right now, close your eyes and breathe deeply. Let the breath be your anchor, bringing you back to the present moment and allowing you to face whatever challenges lie ahead with a calm, clear mind. Living simply, a Buddhist approach to overcoming suffering. Simplicity is a core tenet of Buddhist practice, yet it goes far beyond just physical decluttering. While many people equate simplicity with a minimalist lifestyle, removing unnecessary possessions and reducing materialistic desires, Buddhism teaches us that true simplicity involves an inner transformation, a reduction of mental and emotional clutter. To live simply is to let go of the distractions, attachments, and constant desires that crowd our minds, leading us to a more peaceful, focused, and fulfilling existence. Through simplicity, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life, which allows us to be present, to reduce stress, and to cultivate genuine happiness. The Buddha's teachings offer profound wisdom on how living simply can alleviate suffering. In the Dhammapada, one of the most famous Buddhist scriptures, it is said, "It is better to live one day wise and full of understanding than to live 100 years in ignorance." To truly live simply, we must first recognize that much of the suffering we experience arises from the attachments we hold, whether they are to material possessions, people, or even ideas about how life should be. When we simplify both our external and internal worlds, we start to see more clearly the nature of suffering and how we can overcome it. Living simply has numerous benefits, both mentally and emotionally. When we remove unnecessary distractions and create space in our lives, we give ourselves the gift of clarity. By decluttering our physical surroundings, we can reduce the mental noise that often accompanies a chaotic environment. This peace of mind allows us to engage more deeply with the present moment and focus our energy on what truly matters. Whether it's building meaningful relationships, working toward personal goals, or simply appreciating the small joys of daily life. The impact of simplicity on mental and emotional health. Simplicity doesn't only mean minimizing possessions, it also means simplifying our thought processes. The more we declutter our physical spaces, the clearer our minds become. We reduce the amount of mental energy spent on trivial things and open up space for more important thoughts and feelings. For example, when we clear out old belongings that no longer serve a purpose, we not only create a cleaner space, but also make room for new experiences and perspectives. This act of letting go can be an act of liberation, a release of the past that helps us live more fully in the present. One of the biggest gifts simplicity offers is reducing the number of decisions we need to make daily. It's easy to get caught in the trap of overthinking, feeling pressured by an endless array of choices. Whether it's what to wear, what to eat, or what activities to participate in, each decision, even small ones, can add up, causing mental fatigue and stress. By simplifying our external lives, we minimize these choices, making it easier to stay focused on what is truly important. This not only helps with mental clarity, but also cultivates emotional resilience, as we are less likely to be overwhelmed by daily decisions and distractions. In terms of emotional well-being, simplicity encourages us to focus on what truly nourishes us. We learn to prioritize relationships, activities, and experiences that bring us joy and fulfillment while letting go of those that drain our energy or cause unnecessary stress. By living more intentionally, we can reduce the feelings of anxiety and frustration that often arise from overcommitment or the pressure to meet external expectations. Practical ways to simplify your life. 1. Declutter your space. The external environment plays a significant role in our internal state. Let go of possessions that no longer serve a purpose or bring joy. By clearing the physical clutter, we also create a mental space for clarity and peace. A clean, organized home fosters a calm, centered mind. 2. Prioritize commitments. In our busy lives, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by obligations. Evaluate your commitments and prioritize those that align with your values and goals. Let go of activities that drain your time, energy, and emotional well-being. 3. Simplify your finances. Financial stress is a significant contributor to modern suffering. Simplifying your finances, such as automating payments, consolidating accounts, or creating a simple budget, can reduce anxiety and create greater financial security. 4. Limit digital consumption. Technology, while useful, can be a source of constant distraction. Set boundaries around your use of digital devices, social media, and emails. Reducing screen time allows you to be more present in your daily life and fosters deeper connections with those around you. Practice saying no. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to simplify your life is by learning to say no. Saying no to commitments or distractions that don't serve your well-being or align with your goals can help you preserve your time, energy, and peace of mind. While simplifying our external lives is important, Buddhist teachings also emphasize the need to simplify our internal lives, the mind itself. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from attachment, desire, and ignorance. When we cling to things, whether it's material possessions, relationships, or even our own thoughts and beliefs, we create unnecessary suffering. By practicing detachment and letting go of these attachments, we can reduce the intensity of negative emotions and experience greater peace. This is not to say that we should reject or ignore the world around us, but rather that we should cultivate a sense of equanimity, a balanced and non-reactive mind. The path to emotional mastery through simplicity. Understanding that suffering is a natural part of life, but not something that defines us, is key to overcoming it. Buddhist teachings remind us that all things are impermanent, and the more we hold on to attachments, the more we set ourselves up for pain when things change. Through the practice of mindfulness and simplicity, we begin to recognize the transitory nature of our experiences and are able to approach life with greater ease and acceptance. One particularly transformative Buddhist practice for overcoming negative emotions is loving-kindness meditation, named Metta Bhavana. In this meditation, we focus on developing compassion, not only for ourselves, but also for others. As we practice metta, we gradually cultivate a sense of love, understanding, and goodwill. This practice reduces frustration, increases empathy, and fosters harmonious relationships. Start by wishing for happiness, health, and peace for yourself. As you extend these wishes to loved ones, acquaintances, and even those with whom you have conflicts, you start to dissolve the barriers of negativity and resentment, creating a space for emotional healing and growth. Final thoughts. Living simply is not about renouncing everything or adopting a minimalist lifestyle for the sake of aesthetics. It is a practice of letting go, releasing attachments, desires, and mental clutter that hinder our emotional and mental well-being. Through simplicity, we reduce suffering and create space for clarity, peace, and fulfillment. By embracing simplicity, we learn to prioritize what truly matters. And in doing so, we unlock the path to a more harmonious, joyful life. As we practice simplicity in both our outer and inner worlds, we grow in awareness and compassion, ultimately cultivating a deeper understanding of ourselves and others. I invite you to begin today, in small ways, to simplify your life and see the profound transformation it can bring. Start by decluttering your space, saying no to unnecessary commitments, and making time for the present moment. And as you do, you'll find that the suffering that once felt so overwhelming becomes lighter, and the joy of living simply begins to emerge. Embracing change, non-judgment, and non-violence for emotional resilience. In life, change is one of the few certainties we can rely on. From the smallest shifts in our daily routine to the major life events that reshape our very existence, change constantly presents itself in various forms. Yet it's not the change itself that often causes distress, it's how we respond to it. The ability to navigate change gracefully without clinging to the past or fearing the future is what separates emotional resilience from emotional turmoil. Buddhist teachings offer us profound wisdom in embracing change with a flexible mindset. The Buddha himself spoke of the impermanence of all things, teaching that everything in life is in a constant state of flux. All conditioned things are impermanent, he said. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This understanding helps us not only accept change, but also adapt to it with a sense of peace and confidence. When we realize that nothing stays the same forever, whether it's a moment of happiness or a moment of hardship, we free ourselves from the fear of change and learn to live more harmoniously. One way to embrace change is to focus on what we can control. Often we resist change because we feel powerless or uncertain. But as the Buddha taught, true freedom lies not in controlling external circumstances, but in mastering our inner responses. By practicing mindfulness, we bring our awareness to the present moment, accepting that change is happening around us and within us. This acceptance allows us to find peace in the face of uncertainty. Another powerful practice that helps us embrace change is building a supportive community. In Buddhism, the concept of Sangha, the community of like-minded individuals, plays a vital role in fostering emotional resilience. A supportive network helps us stay grounded, especially during difficult times. Having people who encourage us, share their wisdom, and offer compassion can significantly ease the emotional burden that change often brings. In moments of emotional upheaval, we can lean on the strength of our community to find peace and clarity. Alongside embracing change, non-judgment is an essential practice for emotional resilience. The Buddha emphasized the importance of seeing things as they truly are, without adding layers of personal bias or judgment. When we judge ourselves or others, we create emotional turbulence that clouds our ability to respond wisely. Non-judgmental living means accepting ourselves and others as we are, without attaching labels of good or bad. By doing so, we foster an environment of self-compassion and empathy for others, which helps to reduce negative emotions such as guilt, shame, and resentment. Nonviolence, or ahimsa, is another cornerstone of emotional resilience. It refers not only to physical nonviolence, but also to the avoidance of harm through words and thoughts. In Buddhism, we are taught that all beings, human or otherwise, are interconnected. When we speak harshly or act out of anger, we cause harm not only to others but also to ourselves. Practicing ahimsa, especially in our communication, helps us maintain emotional balance and integrity. By choosing words that uplift and foster understanding, we create an environment of peace, both inside and out. Together, these practices, embracing change, living non-judgmentally, and practicing non-violence, create a foundation for emotional resilience. But there is also a practical aspect to cultivating emotional resilience through mindfulness and emotional control. The tools of deep breathing and focused attention allow us to remain calm and centered, even in the face of life's challenges. When faced with a stressful situation or overwhelming emotion, we can return to our breath, grounding ourselves in the present moment. This simple act of breathing deeply brings us back to ourselves, offering a pause before we react. In this space of awareness, we are better equipped to respond with wisdom and compassion, rather than with anger or frustration. Furthermore, loving-kindness meditation, metta bhavana, strengthens our ability to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. Through metta, we cultivate a sense of unconditional love and goodwill toward ourselves and others. This practice encourages us to see beyond our differences, recognizing the shared human experience of suffering and joy. As we extend loving kindness toward others, we dissolve the barriers of anger, resentment, and fear that prevent us from connecting deeply with the world around us. Together, these teachings offer us not just a path to personal peace, but a way to navigate life's inevitable challenges with grace and understanding. Life's challenges will always be there: change, conflict, loss, disappointment. But with the wisdom of the Buddha's teachings, we have the tools to face these challenges without becoming overwhelmed by them. Reflecting on your journey. So, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on these practices in your own life. Are you ready to embrace emotional control, to welcome change with openness and non-attachment, and to live with greater peace and clarity? How might these tools transform the way you respond to life's ups and downs? This journey is not one you need to take alone. As we learn to cultivate emotional resilience and navigate change with mindfulness, we also build a community that can support and uplift each other. I encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences with us, whether through comments, questions, or insights, and join in the conversation. Let's create a community dedicated to living with mindfulness, compassion, and non-judgment. Together, we can embrace life's challenges, not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. Through these Buddhist principles, we have the power to transform our inner world and, in doing so, create a more peaceful and harmonious life.